Okay, this is Chapter 7, Software for Teacher Tasks. This is not a real rigorous lecture, uh, so let's get into it. We're going to describe types of software that might be used for teacher tasks, identify how components of Productivity Suite can be used to help you be more effective and efficient in carrying out your professional responsibilities, categorize classroom management software and its role in accomplishing teacher tasks, and locate and review available online tools and apps that can be used for teacher tasks. Finally, we'll look at the challenges and opportunities associated with using teacher task software. Types of software that are out there. Productivity suites are essentially like Microsoft Office that has word processing, spreadsheet, database management, presentation software, those being Microsoft Word, Excel for the spreadsheet and database management, and PowerPoint for the presentation software. There are other products out there, but that is the most popular and more than likely the one you will be working with as teachers. Uh, they're available across the districts for administrative and teacher use, and in many cases student use. The district buys what's called a site license, where in our lab at FAMU and all the labs at FAMU and all the computers at FAMU has bought a site license for probably 3 or 4 thousand copies of Microsoft Word. They keep it on a thumb drive, and there's one person in charge of it. He goes to every single computer on campus. He does this 5 days a week and updates all the computers with the latest Microsoft Word software. He doesn't have to carry individual packs around like you would buy at Best Buy if you wanted Microsoft Word for your home. So he buys a site license, buys 3,000 copies, and all the codes are the same. Classroom management software could be like TaskStream or Blackboard. It includes the ones that you'll have include attendance reporting, grade books, and other custom options as determined by the district, usually places for you to turn in your lesson plans and so forth. Both types are often referred to as administrative software. And when we talk about the productivity suites, the first thing we have, generally a productivity suite is like Microsoft Word. However, there are software packages out there for schools that do these things too, and you may be asked to do that. The first thing you're going to do when you get your job, is you're going to get trained on their software. And generally, you guys are all technologically literate, so it's not a real big curve for you to learn. In combination with apps for mobile devices, they address most teacher tasks. So you do have apps. Some of you probably have the Blackboard app. It's the same type of thing that we're talking about here. Productivity software in the classroom. Software literacies includes the ability to use common productivity applications. Those are Word. The big thing you should probably pay attention to, and will probably be on the quiz, is this WYSIWYG, which means what you see is what you get. Back in the day, when I was writing papers for college, we didn't have Microsoft Word. We had word processing machines, but they didn't show you what you were getting. You had to write the paper and highlight something and put a code on it to get bold or italic or the fonts you wanted and so forth and so on. And then you printed it out and hoped that it was what you wanted. If not, you had to go back in and change things. So WYSIWYG is a big, important part of the advancement of technology in this regard. The other issue is converting PDFs. Some people have problems with that. A PDF can be an uneditable document that you can send out that won't be, the student won't be able to manipulate it, and so forth and so on. Microsoft Word does it really easy. If your Microsoft Word package at home doesn't do it, there's a free thing that you can get for it, an update for it that will allow you to save as PDF. If you don't know about that, you really should. Productivity software in the classroom continued. The electronic spreadsheets, that's usually some type of product like Excel. It organizes, it makes charts, makes all these fun things, uses formulas, functions, all these types of things. I'm not a real big fan of that because I'm not good at it. So I stay away from Excel type products as best I can. But you have to be able to use them when needed. So you should be aware of those, and I'm sure most of you have seen them and know a little bit about them. Database management software, again, databases can be made in Excel, but there are products out there that are specifically for databases, and especially in schools, they have database software that you'll be using. So all the things here that it does, it'll sort data, uh, make things in formal report formats and queries, which means you just ask the computer to find a name and it's going to find all the names within the database, and so on and so forth. Most databases now, or not most, but there are dedicated databases to the foundation of school library catalogs instead of the Dewey Decimal System with the cards. Productivity software continued. Presentation software, again, these are the Excel and the like, but there are other presentation software out there. You can use Prezi and all types of other different things, but I think you know what those are. Classroom management software does assist educators in accomplishing the tasks associated with the day-to-day management of their classrooms or their schools. They're generally bought by the district from a vendor, and they're customized to that district. They are used in many cases at the administrative level to gather school-wide data, schedule classes, maintain grades and attendance. And again, the site license I talked about before. There's other software out there that can help teachers manage classroom tasks, seating arrangements, record grades, all those things. And the other issue is it's available for the students. They don't get full access to the software like you don't get full access to Blackboard. You get what we show you, and that's the parents and students will get what you show them as far as their grades go and assignments and those types of things. Rubrics, which you'll be doing this week, are useful in determining the best software. You can do an evaluation using a rubric to get the best software out there for what you want to do. I'm going to say, rubric can save a lot of time and effort in that quest. There are several online tools for teachers out there, and one of them would be the rubric maker I'm having you look at and making your rubric. But there are a lot of online and mobile tools that are out there. Google has just gone crazy with all their productivity tools now, the Google Docs and Google Meeting Place, and Google Phone. They even have a Skype type of thing. They've got all these things with the Google apps, and they're absolutely free. The only thing you need is online access. So, again, some other tools enhance presentations like Prezi, and this other one called Investor. It's designed for social media. I have to confess I have not seen Impressor, so that would be something you could look up on your own. Online tools help to align standards. There's a thing called Standards Toolbox, which I have seen, and it's pretty powerful. However, it doesn't include all the standards you might want. Now, TaskStream does a really good job with that. Uh, Create virtual classrooms via a learning management system. There's a thing called Moodle that'll allow you to create a virtual classroom, um, meaning uh, you can do online things with your students when they're out of school, assignments and so forth. You can connect with other schools and across the country or the world. There are teaching tools to create rubrics, quizzes, web quests, all these types of things. Um, and they provide a platform for authentic assessment via electronic portfolios. So there are quiz makers out there, but you have to know how to write a good quiz or an examination, and you'll learn that later in later classes. That's not for this class. Apps. Okay, we're going to be doing an app project, and there are tons of app devices out there for iPads and Androids and all the other phones and so forth and so on. You have uh, productivity apps for the Mac. You have a thing called iWorks, and that's got a bunch of stuff in it, such as movie making capabilities and Pages, and a thing called Pages, which is kind of the Mac version of Microsoft Word, and Keynote, which is the Mac version of PowerPoint, and there's another one called GoDocs. It's out there. Um, Lots of calendar, to-do lists, note-taking, calculators, all these types of things. Really good apps out there now. We used to have to pay $70, $80 for a calculator. You can get an app for the same thing online for relatively half that price, if not more. Implementing apps in schools has its challenges, though. Um, you might want an app, but you don't have the right computer for it or device for it. When asking students to download apps, you can get inappropriate apps that are out there. It's difficult to keep up. There are so many apps and more every day that are out there, and some of them are really outstanding emerging apps that are out there. So you kind of you make a rubric to try to select the best apps that are out there. Again, we'll be doing a project on apps this week. Opportunities and challenge. It's a lot of the software now is inexpensive, and it's very powerful, and it reinforces the 21st century skills we've talked about, and it does improve task efficiency and accuracy. So those are all great things, and it's just going to improve more and more. Um, the market gets saturated with these apps, and when the market gets saturated, the price goes down unless you have some really unique software or app. Challenges include using software selected by others, which may not be optimal for your tasks. That can always happen. Someone else chooses something for you, and it's not working for you. Training for efficient use of the software can be cumbersome at times. And again, you'll be trained as soon as probably one of the first things you'll do before you even hit the classroom is you'll have a week of training of how the software works in your school system. Equipment updates required for new versions, so you're always going to get new computers, hopefully, in somewhat of a timely manner. And updates can be a problem to get. Older software conflicts after updates. That happens all the time. I told the class this morning I bought Photoshop for OS 9, and when I switched to OS 10, it didn't work anymore. Well, I paid a lot of money for the Photoshop, and I had to buy it again because when I complained to Adobe, they said, sorry for your luck. Um, funding, money. There's always going to be an issue for software, apps, updates, training, support, all these things. So that is the end of this lecture. Again, there will be a quiz on it this week, and you will have some assignments. So go to the, you'll see the assignments with this video. So talk to you later.